Is ashwagandha a genuine tool for influencing aspects of well-being, or are its benefits overstated? While it has a long history in Ayurvedic medicine, modern science requires more than tradition. In this video, we examine high-quality clinical evidence, including randomized controlled trials and systematic reviews, to understand its real effects on cortisol levels and physical performance. Let's separate what is supported by data from what remains uncertain. To understand how ashwagandha may affect the body, it is important to examine its interaction with the endocrine system. Clinical evidence from randomized, placebo-controlled trials suggests it may influence serum cortisol, a key hormone in the stress response. Elevated cortisol has been linked to metabolic issues, including impaired blood sugar control, weight gain, and mood disturbances. Some studies report that consistent supplementation is associated with changes in cortisol levels, with measurable changes observed even at doses around 250 milligrams per day. By being associated with changes in hormonal responses, ashwagandha may help the body better adapt to ongoing stress, though outcomes can vary depending on individual factors and study conditions. Building on these findings, dosage becomes an important factor in determining clinical outcomes. Evidence suggests a dose-dependent relationship between ashwagandha intake and its observed effects. For example, a standardized dose of 250 milligrams per day has been associated with reduced stress levels and improvements in sleep quality. In contrast, more pronounced effects on anxiety appear to require higher intake. Some data indicates that doses around 600 milligrams per day may be needed to reach clinically meaningful anxiolytic outcomes. These findings highlight the importance of aligning dosage with specific health goals. However, current evidence remains limited by small sample sizes and relatively short study durations, typically around 8 weeks. Looking beyond dosage, the broader impact on mental health has been examined through large-scale data analysis. A recent systematic review and meta-analysis of 29 clinical trials found that ashwagandha is associated with differences in anxiety scores. Many of these studies use the Hamilton Anxiety Rating Scale, a standardized tool for assessing symptom severity. While the overall results are statistically significant, several trials were limited by small sample sizes. This body of evidence helps connect traditional Ayurvedic use with modern clinical research. Ashwagandha may offer a complementary approach for managing psychological stress, though further large, well-designed studies are needed to confirm its effectiveness across diverse populations. Alongside changes in anxiety levels, changes in sleep quality have also been observed in clinical settings. A meta-analysis of 5 randomized controlled trials involving approximately 400 participants suggests that ashwagandha extract has been associated with changes in sleep outcomes. These findings are supported by both subjective reports and objective measurements, including polysomnography, which assesses physiological sleep patterns. This combination adds greater reliability beyond self-reported outcomes. While the results indicate potential benefits for insomnia and overall sleep quality, data in older populations remains limited. Further research is needed to determine whether these effects are consistent across different age groups and clinical conditions. Cognitive performance has also been explored in relation to ashwagandha supplementation. Randomized, double-blind trials conducted over approximately 8 weeks suggest potential differences in memory performance, including both immediate and general recall. Some participants also demonstrated enhanced executive function and faster information processing, particularly among individuals with mild cognitive impairment. However, a systematic review of available studies notes that the data comes from diverse populations with varying psychological conditions. This variability makes cautious interpretation essential. While early findings are promising, more standardized and large-scale research is needed to confirm whether these cognitive benefits are consistent across broader populations. Physical performance in active adults has also been investigated in recent clinical research. A randomized, double-blind, placebo-controlled trial published in 2021 followed 50 participants taking 300 milligrams twice daily over 8 weeks. The results showed differences in VO, 2 max measurements compared to placebo, a key indicator of cardiorespiratory fitness and endurance. Participants in the treatment group also demonstrated differences in recovery-related markers compared to placebo. These findings suggest that ashwagandha may be associated with differences in how the body responds to physical stress, potentially through more efficient oxygen use and recovery processes. However, given the limited sample size, further research is needed to confirm these effects across broader athletic populations. Additional research suggests that ashwagandha may influence body composition when combined with resistance training. A clinical study involving 57 adults found that those taking the supplement showed differences in muscle strength and size measurements compared to placebo. The same study reported changes in body fat measurements and more stable levels of creatine kinase, a marker associated with exercise-induced muscle damage. These changes may reflect differences in recovery and adaptation to training. While these 8-week results are encouraging, they should be viewed within the context of a structured fitness program. Ashwagandha has been studied alongside structured training and nutrition programs, although it does not replace fundamental principles of training and nutrition. Research has also examined how ashwagandha may influence hormonal health, particularly in women during perimenopause. A randomized, double-blind, placebo-controlled study published in 2021 reported that supplementation with 300 milligrams twice daily was associated with changes in estradiol levels over an 8-week period. This is relevant as menopause involves a gradual decline in estradiol due to reduced ovarian function. Participants in the treatment group also reported differences in symptom scores such as hot flashes, night sweats, and anxiety. While these findings suggest potential endocrine support, they remain based on short-term data, and further research is needed to confirm long-term safety and effectiveness across broader populations. Despite promising findings on hormonal and physical outcomes, it is important to consider the demographic limitations of current research. Most clinical studies on stress, cognition, and athletic performance have focused on younger or middle-aged adults. As a result, there is limited evidence regarding the safety and effectiveness of ashwagandha in older populations. Age-related differences in metabolism and physiology may influence how the body responds to supplementation. Without age-specific clinical trials, it remains difficult to generalize these findings. Healthcare professionals therefore recommend cautious interpretation and emphasize the need for more inclusive research to determine whether similar benefits can be safely extended to elderly individuals. Long-term safety remains another important consideration across all populations. Current clinical studies suggest that ashwagandha has been reported as generally well tolerated in short-term studies over short periods, typically around 8 weeks, with no significant changes in key markers such as liver or thyroid function. However, most trials do not extend beyond this duration, leaving uncertainty about its long-term effects and cumulative impact. There have also been isolated case reports linking its use to liver-related concerns, although causality remains unclear. For this reason, consultation with a healthcare professional may be considered depending on individual circumstances, particularly to monitor potential interactions and ensure safe, individualized use over time and in different health conditions. Thank you for watching. This content is for educational purposes only. If this changed how you think about nutrition, don't forget to like and subscribe for more science-based insights.